everybody, I have so much gratitude for being here today. I am just so inspired by all of you in the room, and I can just feel the love and community in here, and it just feels so good. One of the things I want to talk to you about today is just that, the importance of community. I want to tell you a story about a time approximately, I think it was 6 years ago, that I was in my studio apartment, very, very upset, sad. I was in a painful situation. I had just broke up with a boyfriend that I was with for 5 years. I had just quit my job to start my new business, and my father had just passed away unexpectedly. I've never felt so alone in my life. My family was across on the East Coast. I grew up near Buffalo, New York, and I felt so low, and I could not seem to get out of that painful space. I was there for what seemed like weeks, and the nights were the worst times. Have anybody been there? Yeah. It's difficult, and trying to get yourself out of that is one of the hardest things. And that's when I realized I had put all my eggs in 2 baskets, work and that relationship. And as I pondered all of these thoughts and, really needed to figure out how to work on myself, I realized one of the biggest things I need to do is create several different communities of support for myself so that I had the opportunity to live and thrive and be the best person I want to be. I needed to reinvent myself. And that's what I want to talk about today, along with a couple other hard-earned lessons. Creating community is such an important thing. And I'm so glad that we're here today and everybody took the initiative to be here and to create new community, and that Kathy is helping us to create that. I am here doing this today for all the people who feel like they can't do this. All of us are scared of things, and I grew up, and I actually in grade school got the Shy as a Mouse award. Literally, like on a plate with a bow that says Robin Elander, Shy as a Mouse. And it's like, that did not help my situation at the time. It's been a major effort for me my entire life, pushing to be the person I've become, just like all of us. Every day we just keep pushing that. And I am so thankful for this opportunity because it's one other opportunity for me to push a little bit harder. I want to talk next about, I've got a couple just hard-earned lessons that I want to share is mainly what I want to do. And this is in the context of doing these things for yourself so that you can ultimately be the best community leader that you can be. So these are things that I've learned to do to take care of myself, and the things that I teach others to do ultimately so they can be prepared to put on some serious community impactful events. So the next thing is taking care of yourself first. As women, we are all natural nurturers, right? We're always taking care of everybody, whether it's your work, your family, your church, everybody except you, right? Well, as I was building all of these different communities of support around myself, my business started to grow. And I was juggling multiple projects, larger and larger projects, and I'm taking care of all of these people first. Well, things were going pretty good for a while, but then jump forward about 5 more years. I had met my partner, and ask me later about his name and my name. It's kind of ridiculous. My name is Robin Elander. I met him online, and his name turns out to be Rob Robinson. What the heck? Anyways, for reals. So anyways, we met and things were going well, and I jumped into this relationship, moved in with him. He has 2 teenage boys. So I became Insta-mom, and now they are 15 and 16 years old. I didn't realize how important my alone time was. I'm a learned extrovert. I am doing the best I can to be like, woo, but I kind of have some, I need my time and all of that stuff. So when there's all this burping and farting and like noise and video games and just stuff and my projects. And at this point I'm getting into doing some really big projects. That festival that they mentioned, it was a 3-year process to like learn how to do that. But ultimately I woke up a year ago. It was September 24th. And my body was hurting. I had gained 30 pounds unknowingly, and I just felt like crap. And I just was like, something has to change. And that's when I realized I was not taking care of myself at all. Like, at all. How many people have done this? It's ridiculous. We all do it. And until you realize how to take care of yourself and create those boundaries and really making that a priority, you kind of don't have anything, because what I realized is when I was doing that, I'm like, why am I doing this? But there's some irrational stuff going on that makes us do that. We're nurturers, but why are we doing it? So I started examining my stuff, and we all got our stuff, right? Well, one of the strange things that I uncovered, and as I speak this out loud, it sounds kind of ridiculous. But I was afraid, or am afraid, of dying alone. We all are probably, right? But at the same time, I had built all these community support. I actually do have great friends and family, but in that 3 years, I decided that I did not want to have my own kids. That these boys in my life, these teenagers, they needed to be those kids that maybe were on my deathbed. Well, okay, you're rational a little bit, but you kind of get the idea that you just, I overdid it. I was taking care of them more than I was taking care of myself, plus my projects, all these people, so that I was fuller. Well, when I started realizing I can fill myself up, whoa, game-changing stuff was starting to happen. So I really encourage you to examine your stuff, write it down, and then see what you can do to let go of the stuff that is not serving you. With that said, it's absolutely important that, well, actually, here's something that I learned in that time frame. Learning to talk to your body. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but actually having a conversation. Not just, I had heard about listening to your body, right? But that didn't really click into my head before. So when you talk to your body, so here's an example, and let's give it a try. So, hey body.
Hey body.
How are you doing? Are you getting enough nutrients, water, sleep?
No.
What is it responding? It's probably coming up and it's getting serious. It's like, whoa, you're talking to me finally. And then what about, then it starts to say, why do you keep looking at me with those mean grimaces on your face in the mirror? Like, this is your best friend right here. This is the thing that is going to get us through to the end. So take care of your body and ask your body how it's doing, and it will tell you, I need more hours of sleep tonight, or I'm thirsty, give me some goddamn water, and so many other things around that. And that leads into the next thing. Eating healthy and like really getting serious about your health and what you put into your body, the food, the water, is a game changer for your life and for your business. So if you haven't learned yet how to take care of yourself in terms of what you're eating, it is like a game changer. And when I started doing this in full, like getting really serious about it, and I don't mean any specific diet, none of that stuff. I mean fruit, vegetables, water, and some other stuff, but generally speaking, repeat, like that's it. Like we don't need to have any specific diet going on, but you know how to eat healthy, and if you don't, work on it. And I say this as a past soda addict. My mom actually did one of those like UPC symbol jobbers and bought me and my sister Coca-Cola bathing suits growing up. So I was completely like duped in terms of like, the fuzzy feelings that Coca-Cola tries to like make you feel. I still feel them, literally. When I see a sign that says Coca-Cola, I'm like, oh, I want one of those. But literally, it is eating your bones, and that's actually how I woke up about a year ago. I felt like I had hip pain, just things that you don't need. And so if you haven't got a good plan in the food and water business, start putting some good stuff in there, and you will stop getting crap out. Like you still crap out, but you know what I mean. Your business and your health and your wellness and your life, whatever you put in, you get out. Just a couple more quick things. Fear is all of our beast of burden. We've talked a lot about it, and the more you can push into it your whole life, you just have to keep trying. I want to tell a quick story. 2002 was my first major event that I was coordinating. It was an expected attendance of about 20,000 people. I was only 22 years old, fresh out of college, and this was the largest event that I had ever coordinated. I was particularly concerned because I couldn't see everybody that was coming to it. It was 1.5 miles in like an L-shaped in a downtown with like meandering stuff and lots of different places people could go, multiple stages. And I was literally in the shower like this, like freaking out, like completely crying my eyes out, and my stomach was just over the top. And I needed to put my big girl pants on and get up and get through it. And fortunately, the only thing that happened that day was there was a dumpster fire. It got put out quick. It was all right. But literally since then, I've been pushing myself and challenging myself to put on larger, more significant community projects and working towards teaching others to do these things that I've learned the hard way, specifically build community around themselves and around important community causes so that communities are able to be thriving, heartful places where people can create, grow, and live just the lives that they want to live. Lastly, just moving on, now I'm able to put on these really exciting festivals, and I challenge myself, and sometimes I use a radio and I direct an event that's happening across about half the city, and sometimes I challenge myself to do it on a skateboard or on stilts. And have you guys, I bet in this particular group, I imagine you guys all probably have, especially people who are really enthusiastic about their business. Have you ever heard of a vocational orgasm? Okay, so I don't mean like a real orgasm, like that would be weird, but just how much passion and joy you have for your own work and what you're able to give for the community. I will have to say that those kinds of days for me are definitely vocational orgasms. So the last thing I want to share is that you can't do big things with tons of clutter in your life. So whether it's mental or physical clutter, take 15 minutes every day, and if it takes you a full year or if it takes you multiple years, get that stuff. If you've got piles in your house, if you've got stuff that's holding you back, just get rid of it. 15 minutes a day. I've been doing that for about 3 years, and I've just about finally gotten through almost all my stuff, and I can't tell you how good it feels, and it feels like I have space to do so much more and to grow my business. And I'm actually in the next step of my business in turning it more into an online practice so I can teach more people on a global scale. So together we can and we will leave this world a better place. Are you with me, ladies? Yes. All right. So I did the textable thing too. Mine turned out to be 345 345 if you text it to that. And if you text one word, lead now, all lowercase, I'll send you information about how to tackle some of these things that I talked about, and I just am so thankful for this experience. Much gratitude to you all, and I can't wait to get to know you better. Thank you.